Welcome back to the Texas Sports Connection. He is Sean Adams. I am Chip Brown. We are the bottom line. Weekday mornings, AM 1300 The Zone, and on your iHeartRadio app. Sean, we always talk a little recruiting, and obviously the big storyline in the state of Texas right now, the kids who signed letters of intent with Baylor who want out of their letter. And Baylor has 30 days to respond to their request to get out of the letter. And that date is roughly June 24th. Some of the names of the kids who are looking to get out: Parrish Cobb, the cornerback; J.P. Urquides, the offensive lineman; Patrick Hudson, the offensive lineman. We know that Devin Duvernay is already basically able to enroll wherever he wants because Baylor somehow did not file his letter of intent with the letter of intent office, but his twin brother Donovan,
yeah, he's on campus still,
did have his letter filed by Baylor. Your thoughts on where this all sits?
Yeah, the hard part about it is I feel for the kids, and not only those kids, but some of the kids that checked in early. They're freshmen this fall, but they graduated from high school early. They show up in January, and by the end of their first semester in college, the whole program's blown up. So I know some of those have actually requested releases as well. It's still yet to be seen how Baylor's going to handle all this, but we assume that it's got to happen pretty quick. The last thing you want, and Mac Brown used to always tell us this, you don't want a guy on campus that doesn't want to be there. So at some point, if you want to let them go and move on, and summer semester 2 starts pretty quick, I assume all the conversations have already taken place, and a lot of these kids know where they want to go. They just can't talk about it publicly until they are released from their letter of intent. But, yeah, it'll be a tough year because they'll lose some 16. I still have no idea how Baylor will build a 2017 recruiting class.
Texas had Devin Duvernay in over the weekend on a recruiting trip. 5'11", 195 pounds, 4'3" guy.
He can play right away. I mean, right away he can play.
He's a top 50 national player at receiver. And Texas, TCU, Texas would love to have him.
Texas would love to have him. And you talk about a team that's trying to figure out what they can do in the slot. He's a guy that fits perfectly in the slot. He's got great feet. At 195 pounds, he's a good-sized kid at 5'11", but he can play. He can catch. He's got hands. He's got everything you want. Like you said, top 50 guy. If they can get him, he helps right away.
Yeah, he's the first one because, like we said, somehow his letter of intent does not get filed with the National Letter of Intent Office, but his twin brother Donovan is still waiting for his release from Baylor. They'd like to go somewhere together. So for Texas, you have to offer the package deal. Does that limit you in your ability to maybe go after a Patrick Hudson or a Parrish Cobb if you're Texas?
One, I think Donovan's a good football player. I don't want to be disrespectful in that way. He's a good football player, but most of the energy has been around his brother. And I think they both can play at Texas. So I think at this point, yeah, I think you offer both of them. I don't know that was always in the plans for a lot of schools, but if you have a chance to get him and add him to your 16 class, and Donovan's a good football player. I can't emphasize that enough. He may not be ranked right now on the level of his brother, but what have you seen at Texas with the Foreman brothers? One that was really ranked high and one that was a kind of a throw-in. And the throw-in, Deontay, is going to be all Big 12 this year running back. So I think that's the way you have to look at it, that you get both guys if you have the opportunity and you make things happen that way.
Yeah, I was going to mention that too. Sometimes the overlooked twin brother comes in with the bigger chip on the shoulder.
And works hard.
And works harder. All right, so there you have it. We'll keep you updated on the developments as it pertains to the half dozen kids trying to get out of their letters of intent with Baylor. Jim Grobe, the interim coach, has been trying to meet with these kids and their families to get them to, buy back into the program. But again, we're hearing that 30 days will come up around June 24th, so we'll keep you up to speed. So keep it here at TexasSportsConnection.com, and, of course, tune in to the bottom line on AM 1300 The Zone and on our iHeartRadio app. Weekday mornings, 5 to 11. Talk to you next week.